The sink is full of warm water, and a single cup rests on its side. Light from the kitchen window reaches the counter without trying too hard. Someone has left crumbs near the edge, and they stay there. A child's shoes sit by the door, still carrying yesterday's dust. The room keeps its quiet while the house breathes around it. There is a list somewhere, folded, waiting. Hands move through familiar motions, slower than planned. Nothing is being solved in this moment, and nothing asks to be. The cup is rinsed and set down, still warm. The clock hums softly, not to hurry anyone, just to keep time company for a little while. Outside, a passing car leaves a brief shine across the floor, then goes on. Breathing finds its own pace here, unnoticed, ordinary, enough. The day waits without asking anything yet, patient in the background of small sounds. After dinner, the table is cleared in the usual order. A small hand reaches for the last piece of seaweed, then pulls back. Someone says it is fine, and the words land softly, not followed by reasons. Plates stack with a dull clink, and the rice smell still hangs near the stove. In the corner, a backpack leans against a chair, half open, spilling a worksheet and a pencil with teeth marks. The day has been full of small questions, some answered, some left where they fell. There is a moment when the mind starts lining them up again, as if straight lines could make everyone calmer. A phone buzzes once, and the screen lights the sink water for a second. The message can wait, and it does, while fingers keep moving through soap and warmth. A child asks for a story, not an explanation, and the request feels almost like permission. The book is open to a page already softened at the corners, and the words begin, simple and familiar. In the hallway light, the dust floats slowly, as if it has all night to get somewhere. A sock is missing, a permission slip is unsigned, a bill sits on the counter, and none of it needs a speech right now. The voice reading aloud stays steady, and the room listens without asking for more. Later, in the bathroom, toothpaste foam is rinsed away, and small feet shuffle on the tile. The mirror shows a face that has held too many plans today, and the eyes look back without blame. A question rises about what could have been done better, then passes when the tap is turned off. In the quiet after the water stops, the house sounds larger, and also kinder. In the bedroom, a small body folds under a blanket, warm from the dryer, and a sigh slips out like air leaving a balloon. The lamp clicks off, and the dark arrives gently, without the sharp edge it sometimes has. On the chair, tomorrow's clothes wait in a loose pile, and the mind notices them, then lets them be. Somewhere downstairs, one dish cools on the rack, and no one rushes to finish the night. The urge to tidy every loose end still exists, hovering at the edge of attention, but it is quieter in this dim light. It remembers the afternoon argument over homework, the tone that sharpened, the way everyone's shoulders lifted. Those moments do not have to be repaired into a perfect story before sleep can happen. A glass is set by the bedside, just in case, and the small practical gesture feels like enough care for now. In the other room, laundry hums as it turns, and the sound steadies the air the way rain sometimes does. A forgotten toy is picked up from the hallway, not because it must be, but because the hand happens to pass it. The mind reaches for the old habit of fixing, arranging, predicting, and it meets a plain tiredness that will not be negotiated with. That tiredness is not a problem to solve, it is simply the body telling the truth in its own language. When the shoulders drop, the chest loosens a little, and the house holds the family the way it always has, quietly. A door is pulled almost closed, and the latch catches with a small, ordinary click. From the kitchen, the fridge clicks once, and the darkness settles back into place again tonight. Morning comes without ceremony, the way it usually does. The kettle is filled again, heavier than expected, and set on the stove. A chair scrapes the floor softly as someone sits, then stands, then sits once more. Toast pops up too soon, edges pale, needing another moment. A child's hair sticks out in one place, refusing every pass of the brush. There is laughter about it, brief and unplanned, and it changes the room's shape. The calendar hangs open to the week, boxes already crowded with small promises. Dentist. Practice. A reminder to bring snacks. The mind notices the empty spaces and starts imagining how they might be filled. Milk spills a little, leaving a thin white line across the table. A paper towel is pulled, pressed down, lifted again. No one sighs. The line disappears, and the table looks like itself again. Outside, the air carries that early sound of engines waking up. Neighbors move past with bags and keys, their own mornings already underway. Inside, shoes are searched for, found, misplaced again, then found once more. There is a question about where something belongs. The answer is uncertain, and it stays that way. The uncertainty does not break anything. A lunchbox is opened and closed twice, contents rearranged, then left slightly crooked. Someone considers fixing it, straightening everything into neat rows. The thought passes when the zipper is pulled and the teeth meet easily enough. At the door, there is a pause that happens every day but feels new each time. A quick hug, the smell of soap and fabric softener mixing together. Words are said that have been said many times before, and they still sound right. The door closes, and the house exhales. Silence spreads across the floor, interrupted only by the ticking clock and the kettle beginning to sing. The song rises, steady and insistent, not urgent, just present. Hands rest on the counter while waiting, palms flat against the cool surface. The list returns to mind, items lining up again, each one asking for attention. There is an old reflex to start answering them immediately, to bring order before the day can misbehave. Steam curls upward, fogging the window slightly. The view outside blurs, softening edges that usually feel too sharp. For a moment, nothing needs to be seen clearly. The mug is filled, dark liquid swirling, releasing a familiar smell. The first sip is too hot, and it is set down again. Waiting becomes part of the morning without being named. On the counter, yesterday's mail waits in a small stack. An envelope with bold print sits on top, heavy with importance. It stays unopened while the tea cools, its presence acknowledged but not addressed. The floor bears faint marks from yesterday's play, lines that do not quite come clean. They are noticed, then left where they are. The house does not mind carrying a trace of what happened. A message arrives on the phone, lighting up the room briefly. The screen goes dark again when it is turned face down. There is time, or at least there is the feeling of it, which is close enough. The chair is pulled out, and someone sits with the mug cradled in both hands. Warmth moves slowly into the fingers, then the wrists, then somewhere deeper. Breathing settles into the quiet the house is offering. Fixing everything would mean standing up again, making rounds, tightening loose ends. Staying seated means letting the morning be slightly unfinished. The chair holds, the mug cools, and the list waits without complaint. Outside, a bus passes, its sound fading quickly down the street. Inside, the kettle clicks off, having done its part. The day continues, already moving, even as this moment stays where it is. By mid-afternoon, the house has shifted again. Light moves across the floor, stopping just short of the couch. The quiet now has a different weight, thinner, more open. A load of laundry waits in the machine, finished but not announced. The clothes will wrinkle if they stay too long. They stay anyway. A cup sits where it was set down earlier, a pale ring forming at its base. The mark is noticed, then accepted as part of the table for now. There are sounds outside, distant voices, a lawnmower starting and stopping. Inside, the air feels slower, as if the house has eased into its own breathing. A window is cracked open, letting in a strip of outside air that smells faintly of cut grass. Curtains lift and fall with small movements, never fully still. The mind drifts back to conversations from earlier, phrases replayed with slight adjustments. Different tones are imagined, softer ones, clearer ones. Each version fades before it can settle into regret. A chair is pulled closer to the window, not for any task, just to sit. From here, the street looks ordinary, familiar, unchanged. Someone walks past carrying groceries, the bag cutting into their hand for a moment. There is an old habit of using this time to catch up. Emails unanswered. Drawers half organized. Thoughts waiting their turn. The habit shows itself, then waits quietly to see if it will be invited in. It is not pushed away. It simply does not receive a reply. On the counter, a bowl holds apples with small dents and bruises. One is picked up, turned slowly, then set back down. The choice does not need to be made yet. A floorboard creaks when weight shifts, announcing movement without urgency. The sound feels like company rather than interruption. The house seems to notice its own presence. There is a memory of how afternoons once felt longer, stretched wide and unclaimed. That memory does not arrive with longing. It passes through like light through the window, changing the color of the room briefly. The phone rests nearby, face down, its silence unremarkable. No one is waiting for an answer in this moment. The stillness holds without asking to be named. Hands rest on knees, then fold together, then unfold again. Nothing is decided through this movement. It simply happens. A clock marks the hour, and the sound spreads gently through the space. Time continues doing what it always does, whether it is managed or not. The body feels this and loosens a little in response. The laundry is finally moved, warm fabric folded against the chest. The warmth lingers on the skin longer than expected. Each piece is laid down without hurry, edges imperfect, stacks uneven. A child's shirt is turned right side out, a small motion that feels familiar. The fabric holds the shape of the day that was lived in it. That shape does not need smoothing away. When the pile is finished, the basket is left by the door. It does not need to reach its final place yet. The afternoon has room for unfinished things. Outside, clouds gather slowly, casting a softer light across the street. Inside, the chair remains by the window, holding its quiet purpose. The room stays as it is, open, uncorrected, steady. Evening arrives in pieces, not all at once. The light near the window turns softer, then thins. Someone turns on a lamp without thinking about it. The kitchen fills again with quiet movement. A cutting board is set out, then nudged aside to make room. The sound of a knife against wood repeats, steady, unremarkable. A pot warms slowly, metal ticking as it adjusts. Water is poured, not measured exactly, just enough. Steam rises and disappears before it reaches anything solid. There are footsteps in the hallway, heavier now, carrying the day home. A bag is dropped by the door, landing with a tired thud. No one asks how it went, not yet. Hands rinse vegetables under the tap. Cool water runs over skin that has done a lot already. The sound fills the room, louder than necessary, and then fades when the tap closes. On the table, papers wait in a loose pile. Some are turned face down, others left as they are. The pile does not argue about its order. A child hums to themselves while circling the room. The tune has no clear beginning or end. It drifts in and out between the sounds of cooking. There is a moment when the thought of making everything smoother returns. Questions could be asked. Plans could be adjusted. Voices could be guided into calmer shapes. The moment passes when a spoon is set down too hard and makes everyone look up. No one comments on it. The spoon is picked up and placed more gently the second time. Dinner is served without ceremony. Bowls are passed, hands brushing briefly. Someone forgets to say something they meant to, and it stays unsaid. Chairs scrape back as people sit. The first bites are taken quietly. Hunger does not need conversation to be satisfied. The room settles into a shared rhythm. Chewing, swallowing, reaching. The simple work of eating takes over. A story from the day begins and trails off halfway through. No one asks for the ending. The half-told version is enough to hold the space. Outside, the sky darkens gradually, as if it has all the time it needs. Inside, lights glow warmer against the walls. The contrast makes the room feel smaller, held. Someone spills a little sauce near their plate. A napkin appears, presses down, lifts again. The mark fades but does not disappear completely. There is a laugh at the shape it leaves behind. It sounds lighter than expected. The table carries on. After the last bowl is scraped clean, there is no rush to stand. Hands rest on the table for a moment longer. The pause feels earned, not planned. When dishes are finally gathered, they move slowly toward the sink. Water is turned on, then adjusted. The right temperature is found by feel. Plates slide into the rack, one by one. The sound is familiar enough to disappear into the background. A child dries a cup carefully, missing a spot, then another. No one corrects it. The cup is set upside down with the others. It looks like it belongs there. The day has not been resolved by dinner. Tomorrow has not been prepared. The house holds what it has been given and does not ask for more. As the last light outside fades completely, the kitchen remains softly lit. The sink fills again, this time with dishes instead of plans. Water runs, then slows, then stops. Night does not arrive all at once. It gathers in corners first, then along the edges of things. The hallway grows darker before the rooms do. A bath runs upstairs, water hitting porcelain with a steady echo. Steam climbs the mirror and blurs the outlines already familiar. The door stays half open, letting warmth drift into the hall. Pajamas are laid out on the bed, sleeves folded inward, pants paired carefully. They wait without expectation. A small voice narrates the bath toys' conversations, serious and absorbed. Downstairs, the living room lamp stays on though no one is there. Its light pulls on the rug, catching a forgotten block near the sofa leg. The block remains where it is, quietly part of the room. The list appears again, as it often does at this hour. Things not done. Things said too quickly. Things that might need attention tomorrow. The list has learned patience over time. It does not shout anymore. It simply stands nearby, visible, unsolved. Water drains from the tub with a long, hollow sound. The noise fills the house briefly, then disappears. Footsteps follow, damp and unhurried. A towel wraps around small shoulders, the fabric rough and warm. Hair is patted dry, not fully, just enough. A drop of water falls onto the floor and spreads into a thin, dark shape. Teeth are brushed again, slower now. Mint lingers in the air, sharp but clean. The mirror shows two faces close together, one taller, one smaller, both tired in different ways. No one mentions it. The night already knows. The bedroom light is softer than the others. It does not reach every corner. Shadows gather behind the door and stay there quietly. A book is chosen, then another, then the first one again. The cover bends easily, opened so many times before. Pages turn with a sound like leaves rubbing together. The story moves forward without effort. It does not demand interpretation. The words do their small work and pass along. A question interrupts the reading, not about the story, but about something earlier. The answer is brief, honest, unfinished. It does not fix what the question holds. That seems to be enough. Breathing slows on the other side of the blanket. The book continues, though the listener has drifted away. The voice reading adjusts without thinking, lowering, spacing out the words. When the last page is reached, it is not announced. The book closes quietly, set on the nightstand. A light is turned off, leaving only the glow from the hall. The door is pulled almost shut, not latched. A thin line of light remains on the floor, steady and pale. It feels like a promise that does not need to be spoken. Back downstairs, the house holds its shape. The couch cushion bears the impression of earlier sitting. The air carries traces of soap, dinner, and something warm underneath it all. The list is still there, but it has softened. Items blur together instead of lining up sharply. The mind does not chase them. A glass of water is poured, then forgotten halfway through. It waits on the counter, clear and full. The refrigerator hums once, then settles. Outside, a few windows across the street are still lit. Others have gone dark. The neighborhood breathes in uneven patterns. Inside, a jacket is draped over a chair, sleeves hanging loose. It will be dealt with later. Tonight does not require completion. Later, the house rests in a different way. Lights are off where they do not need to be. The dark settles into its familiar places. A clock glows softly in the corner, numbers steady and unhurried. The sound it makes is barely there, more felt than heard. Time continues without needing supervision. The couch holds the shape of someone sitting, then standing, then sitting again. A blanket is pulled up, not tightly, just enough to cover knees. The fabric carries the faint warmth of earlier bodies. From upstairs, a small sound comes through the floor, a shift, then stillness. Sleep has its own rhythm, slower than the rest of the house. It does not rush to prove anything. The kitchen is quiet now. The counter reflects a dim light from the hallway. One plate still waits by the sink, clean but not put away. It remains there without consequence. Outside, the street is almost empty. A car passes, headlights sweeping briefly across the walls, then gone. The room returns to itself easily. The mind wanders in this quiet, but not far. Thoughts appear, then thin out, like clouds losing shape. There is less effort to catch them, to arrange them into something useful. A memory from earlier surfaces. A moment when words were sharper than intended. The memory does not ask to be corrected right now. It sits, then drifts away on its own. Breathing becomes noticeable only because nothing else is asking for attention. Inhale, exhale. The body remembers how to do this without instruction. A hand rests on the arm of the couch, fingers relaxed. The skin feels the coolness of the fabric beneath it. This small sensation is enough to anchor the moment. The house makes its night sounds. Pipes click once. The refrigerator hums, then pauses. These sounds do not signal problems. They simply confirm that things are working as they are. In a bedroom, a blanket shifts again, then settles. Somewhere, a dream begins forming, quiet and private. It does not need interpretation. Downstairs, the list has faded almost completely. Not erased, just dimmed, like writing seen through frosted glass. It will return tomorrow in its usual way. For now, it rests. A glass of water is finally lifted from the counter. A sip is taken, then another. The coolness spreads slowly, deliberate. The glass is set down again, this time empty. No one feels the need to rinse it immediately. The night allows things to remain where they land. The couch creaks softly as weight shifts. A deeper position is found, shoulders sinking into the cushion. The body releases a long breath without being asked to. In this hour, there is no fixing to be done. Nothing requires explanation. Nothing is waiting to be improved. The house holds its people, awake and asleep, with equal steadiness. Walls stand. Floors remain solid. The quiet is not empty. It is full of what has already happened. A light in a distant room clicks off. Darkness fills the space easily, without resistance. The night continues, wide and untroubled. The house stays awake a little longer, even as everyone else sleeps. It holds the last warmth of the day in its walls. The quiet does not press for attention. Somewhere, fabric shifts as someone turns over in bed. A breath deepens, then evens out again. The sound is barely there, but it belongs to the night. In the kitchen, the counter reflects a thin line of light from the hallway. It fades when the bulb cools. The room does not mind the dark. Nothing has been wrapped up neatly. There are still edges, still loose ends. They rest where they are, untroubled. A chair waits by the table, pushed in just enough. The floor remembers footsteps that are no longer happening. The air settles back into itself. Outside, the street lamp hums, steady and distant. Its light touches the pavement without reaching the windows. The neighborhood stays quiet, each house keeping its own rhythm. Breathing continues, slow and unremarkable. The body knows how to stay here without guidance. There is no need to look back over the day again. The night does not ask for clarity. It does not ask for effort. It allows things to remain as they are for now. A final sound moves through the house, a soft click, then nothing. Darkness fills the space completely. The quiet stays,